Hi everyone! Welcome back to Woke Witch Tarot and welcome back to day 3 of Future Spouse Week here on the channel. If you have missed the videos that I've put up so far, on Monday we did a beautiful love letter from your future spouse, and on Tuesday, yesterday, we did a beautiful video about how it is that you will meet this person. Today, I thought it would be fun to do a quick video about what it is that your future spouse will love about you. The qualities, the traits that you have, the way that you think or feel that makes them attracted to you. Tomorrow I will have actually it might not be tomorrow, but this week for sure, I will have a video that details how it is that your future spouse looks, and I've got another surprise for you as well. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you'll watch the rest of the videos in the series. And for this particular video, let's go ahead and get started. The first pile that I have for you to choose from is this blue candle. The second is this pink candle. The third is this deep purple candle here. And the fourth is this white candle. As always, these are general readings and they're not going to resonate with everybody. I always make sure to let you know that if you'd like a personal reading, you can always feel free to reach out to me on my website at wokewitchtarot.com, which is listed here in the description and at my social media handles up above. Take a moment, take a deep breath, and figure out the question, sit with it, meditate with it, of what it is that your future spouse will love about you. And then when you're ready, pick pile 1, 2, 3, or 4, and fast forward to the timestamps that I have on the screen in the upper left-hand corner, or to the timestamps that I have pinned in the comment down below. When you have decided, go ahead and click over, and I will meet you on the other side of whichever pile you picked. Alrighty, if you picked pile number 1, then this is the reading for you on what it is that your future spouse loves about you. You picked this beautiful blue candle. Perhaps there's something healing and calming about your particular energy. You've got wildflowers. The body, okay, interesting. Community and transformation. Okay, first, I'll start with the wildflowers card here. Your future spouse loves your wild spirit. They love how you let yourself grow in any direction that it chooses to, any direction that your heart desires. There's something very much about you that doesn't conform. There's something about you that says, no, what I feel, what the downloads that I get, the direction that I feel that I'm led to live my life, that's it. Okay, I don't need some to give somebody a 500-page essay on why it is that I choose to do the things that I do. I'm wild and free, and if my heart calls for me to do something, I am going to go ahead and pursue that. They love that you're not stuck in a box. You're an out-of-the-box thinker, and you have this beautiful, free, and wild spirit. You may love flowers, and there might be something about your physical beauty, this idea of something wild, about perhaps you have wild hair, or your coloring is very beautiful, the way your cheeks get when you're blushing or something like that, right? There's something about color here I'm getting that they find quite beautiful about you. I had mentioned that with this blue, this calming energy, perhaps it's something on like a chakra level, right? Where they radiate, they connect with the color of your aura. Very, very nice. You've also pulled the card of the body. Now, let's start with the basics, right? I had mentioned this nod to beauty here, but also, your body, they love your body. They're kind of addicted to your body. I hate to be crass, but I almost get like perhaps they look at your body and there's a chemical reaction like, yes, that's somebody that I want to mate with, right? The hip to breast to whatever ratio, right? If you're a man, the ratio's for you, right? There's something about the body that seems fertile, that seems, that feels erotic, and that they want to be close to. Okay, so you have a physical connection as well here. The community card very much talks about your ability to have the gift of the gab and to make everybody feel included. I get this visual of Thanksgiving dinners with all of the people that are a bit familyless. Perhaps you've had events like that at your home before where you invite people that you know don't have families on Thanksgiving or on Christmas so that they don't feel alone. I see your home. I see your apartment, right? Whatever the case might be, as a place where you kind of adopt people. Maybe you even adopt pets, right? You could be like a bit of an adoptive parent for animals that don't have a home, right? You could adopt a dog and just hold on to them for a little while they find their forever home. This idea, it's funny, even as I said that, there's a cat right here underneath. So pets could be something that you take in. There's something about the care that you give to people in the community. That I could see you putting together beautiful dinner parties. I could see you wanting to include people into your guys' life, into your guys' sphere, okay? I also see here with transformation that they like that you're always switching things up. And considering that you're a wildflower, that doesn't surprise me. Now, you certainly could be a Scorpio because transformation always reminds me of the death card, right? But there could also be a tie in transformation to what it is that you eat. You could be a vegan or a vegetarian because this person is eating something in this process, an apple, and there's some vegetables here on the table as well, okay? You like change. There's something about home specifically, I think. Perhaps you do like seasonal decorations, or you've always at least wanted to. That's your goal in the future. You decorate for Christmas. You put stuff up for Valentine's Day, right? You have bins. I see bins in garages that are labeled like each particular holiday, and you like to change, even at the basic level, your own atmosphere. They might come home and there's a couch moved, and they're like, "Wait, what happened to the house?" You've decided to paint and redecorate, right? There's something I'm almost getting like feng shui about your space. You like change in your life, and that keeps things fresh. That keeps things wild. They don't feel like they're living on a hamster wheel with you, because every day there's a new blossoming part of you that inspires them and that makes things exciting. Okay. Let's see what else you've got here. You've got Regina, she who instigates, leadership, provocation, and power here. You have Elixir, she who forgives, remorse, guilt, and forgiveness. And you've got Desiree, she who yearns, yearning, longing, and pine for. One of the things that I think that they love about you is, I was going to say this might sound silly, but for you specifically, it might not. You love love, okay? You love love. There's something about your soul that yearns for experience, that longs for connection, that pines for cuddling, for closeness, and they love that you love love this much. They also love that you have goals and dreams. I love that this fell over this idea of transformation. You have dreams out in the community, out in the world, and that you're longing for, and you're constant like, this week I want to learn how to knit. Next week I want to learn how to crochet. The following week, I'm going to learn how to ride a motorcycle. There's something about that process of you yearning for new experiences that they find quite refreshing, okay? I also feel like there's a part of you that maybe in some aspects of your relationship, I don't want to say is dependent, but you certainly love that way, where you are like, somebody leaves the driveway and you text them 2 minutes later and say, I already miss you, okay? This idea that you, when they're gone, you make them realize that they're gone, and that has had an impact on your life in some way. You always are conscious to say, even if it's only been an hour since you've talked, hey, by the way, I'm thinking about you. You yearn for them, you long and you pine for them. I think that that's quite beautiful as well. I think too, physically, perhaps you have a certain type of drive in the bedroom that they are fond of as well, okay, because of the body and this idea of longing. Even here, you can tell that she's almost half naked here, right? So that could be one of the things that they love about you as well, that you always want them physically close to you. Forgiveness here. Now, I see people, I see this in a couple ways. First, with the body here. I see that you understand that life is a process. It's not so much destinations, it's the journeys between the goals, between the destinations, between the people, between the different places that you live and whatnot, okay? The reason that I mention that is because I feel like you understand that not every day is going to be perfect, and not every day is going to be one where amazing things happen, or where when you even try to make amazing things happen, you win every single fight, you win every single war. This basically tells me that you understand that the body, that you are immortal, okay? You are a mortal, and all you're doing during this experience is the best that you can. And so on the days where you just don't feel like you're there, you're in the zone, right? Or when you try to make something happen and you hit a roadblock, you know how to forgive yourself. You know how to release and say, okay, tomorrow's a new day. And they love that perspective. I also see here that in regards to community, the people in your life, there is something quite forgiving about you. I almost get this sense that you give people a lot more grace than they deserve sometimes. We're all deserving of grace, right? But I almost get this sense of, and I don't see that because you're weak, okay? I see that because you're strong. It takes a strong person to forgive others, even if that forgiveness is just, let's just be cordial. We don't have to be close friends. I don't have to trust you. Let's just be cordial with one another. You have the ability to dig deep within you, to be strong enough to lay burdens down and to say, it's no big deal, and move on with your life without letting that stuff eat away at you, okay? Now, with this card of Regina, they love how you are the proactive one. They like when you take charge when it comes to certain matters in the relationship. For example, the social calendar, or perhaps home decor, or perhaps honeydew lists or something like that, right? They love that you take charge. By the way, we're going to go see this movie. There's something about them that they like you deciding these things, and they like the way, I think because they trust you so much, they trust your taste, they trust your judgment, that they kind of want to give you free reign and let you lead and transform and do whatever it is that you want to do. I also see here that you're not at a place where you certainly show your love in a close way, but this is not your end all be all. It's not the entire reason for your existence. You still know how to exist outside of a relationship, to achieve your own goals, to pursue your own vision, to live your own purpose. And they love that you're wild like that. I love you, but I'll see you next week. I've got a book launch, or I'm trying to make some stuff happen. I can't have my whole identity revolve around you. And there's something quite healthy about that. I almost get like this thing about like distance making the heart grow fonder. The Two of Pentacles, in regards to your leadership style, I see very much that they know that you can handle things. And that's nice, okay? You want a partner that when you've got a million things on your list, if you say, hey, I need you to take care of these 5 things, that person can follow through. There's nothing worse than dating somebody that you have to take care of all the time. They know that you can juggle things with the Two of Pentacles here. You can juggle things on your own. You know how to multitask. You're a very, very, multi-dimensional person, okay? You can chew gum and walk at the same time. I also see here with this Two of Coins and the wildflower, You might have you might be one of those people that has like a messy desk and you're like, don't touch anything. I know where everything is. You have your own process. Okay. So even when things might seem wild to other people looking from the outside on what it is that you're doing or on in your space or whatever, you have a system, you have a way. It's just your process. And they know that they don't have to ask you to change your process because they know you'll get the result at the end of the day, okay? You've gotten the Tower here, and with Transformation and the Tower, again, those are both Scorpio cards. So, again, you could certainly be a Scorpio. With the Tower here, I think this is very much along the lines of this. I don't want to be a broken record, but you're able to transform. And I think too there's this sense of self-respect because this falls over the body. There's a certain level of self-respect where you'll give people leeway, but don't take advantage of that, okay? Don't take advantage of that because I will let this tower fall. I will light this place on fire, okay? And I see that you've built a firm foundation in your own confidence of what it is, the boundaries that you've set up between you and other people, and they respect that a lot about you. The King of Rods here, again, a phallic image, right? I had mentioned this idea of closeness, of passion, of heat. They love your body. You even have the Six of Wands here right next to it. Sometimes I call this card the Sex of Wands because it alludes to this beautiful chemistry, right? To this physical chemistry. So they love to be with you in quiet time. We'll just call it that because I don't want to get in trouble. The Three of Swords here, I feel very strongly that this heartbreak, there's something about you that feels so deeply. You're so deeply, you feel things so deeply that it almost hurts. It almost hurts the way that you long for and pine for certain things. This is a character strength and a character fault all in one, right? Because we don't want things to hurt so much that it stops us from taking action in our life. But they see that pain and they know that it comes from a good place of wanting to feel alive. You want to feel alive. You want to feel like you're progressing. You want to feel closeness. You want to feel love. And the thought of those things being far away, you pine for those things, and you might have days where you feel sad that those things aren't with you just yet, okay? I also think that this helps very much, especially with this sense of community, to give you the empathy that you have. Perhaps that's why you're so good at building community, because you can look at somebody, because you've been in these places of heartbreak that have helped you build your own empathy. You can look at somebody and say, that's a person that's hurting. Come here, let me shepherd you over here, right? You want to fix that person. You want to help people. And I think that they very much admire that. Oftentimes people will say about things, it's not that deep. And I know a lot of people that saying it's not that deep is like fighting words, okay? It is that deep, if it's that deep for you. And I feel like this is the kind of person that they recognize all of the passion that is behind yearning, even sad yearning for something, okay? And they'd never say like, oh, it's not that deep, like to dismiss your feelings like that. They understand the place that yearning comes from. And they actually, I think partly, because they understand it, they accept it, right? But also, they kind of reap the benefits because you show your love in that way, in a yearning, pining way, which makes love feel all encompassing, right? It makes love feel so much deeper and so much more romantic. All right. We've got Earth, we've got Scorpio, fire again, and air energy here. That was your reading. I'm sure I could find a million other things here, but I'm trying to keep it short because I really want to prepare for the videos that I have at the end of the week, and I have a lot of personal readings to do. So please let me know how this resonates with you. I hope that you'll join me for the rest of the videos in this series. Next week is all about singles week, so please join me for that as well. I hope that you're having a great day and that I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, pile number 2, welcome to your reading about what it is that your future spouse loves about you. You have picked the pink candle. I'm excited to get into your reading. Let's see what we have, okay? Fantasy, oh la la. Starting heavy here. Solitude. Milk, okay. And love, wow. Okay, let's start at the beginning. First, they see a fantasy in you. They see a fairy tale in you. In this particular representation of fantasy, I love that this woman is holding this home. Now, whether you're a woman or not, because I know it's not just women that watch this channel, there is a sense of home and a sense of caring for home, the way that you're able to hug home, to be compassionate towards home, to be loyal towards home. That is a bit of a fantasy for them. It's a fairy tale. They know that they can have a fairy tale like ending with you. When I think about this in regards to home, I think of a warm hearth. I think of the smell of like cookies in the oven. There's this idea of stability, of riding off into the sunset. This is somebody that has very high standards, your future spouse, on what it is that they want home to mean to them. I almost wonder if you've watched my future spouse reading, if your future spouse has had an experience where they came from a home that felt incomplete in some capacity, or where their family situation was unstable in their youth. Because I find that most of my people that grew up like that, those are the ones that truly value this type of upbringing. They want their children and their children's children. They want to like break that curse, right? And they want to create a new path, one that is like this fairy tale. Even if you don't get there, they still want to try, right? And I see that they see that fantasy with you. Now, obviously, fantasy can mean something in the bedroom. They could certainly feel like they find home in your pelvic area, okay? I'm just going to leave it at that. That's where they want to sleep. That's where they want to rest their head at night. Perhaps that's the meaning here, okay? That you are the physical fantasy for them. I also see solitude here. Now, one of the beautiful things about this card is this tells me that, sure, you could be a little bit of a homebody. You could be a little bit of an introvert or an ambivert, okay? But I see that you're somebody that values the quiet, and it's not because you're shy or because, right? It's because you have a rich internal world, and they love that when they look at you, they know your brain is always ticking. Even when you say nothing, they know that there's something, the lights are on, and there's something going on in there, a process. And when you finally decide to speak on that, it's usually something beautiful. It's usually something profound. It's usually something about, I want to make a change about X, Y, and Z. And so they wait. I almost see like the image of a dog sitting at your feet next to a fire. This idea of hearth coming back, interesting. Sitting at your feet next to a fire, almost like waiting for you to throw a ball. They're waiting for you to say something. They're waiting for an idea. They're waiting for your inner thoughts. And that shows that you have quite a bit of power emotionally over this person, that they almost like wait at bated breath to see, well, okay, when is it that they're going to express what it is that I know is happening? Because I see the wheels turning, I see the smoke coming out of their ears, right? I feel like they respect that part of you. I also see here the saying, true strength is quiet. True strength is quiet. They know that you are not a braggadocious person. You're not loud and obnoxious, and they appreciate that about you. They know that people that are truly strong tend to be the ones that are quiet. The most powerful people are typically the quiet ones. That's why they say it's the quiet ones that you have to look out for, right? And they love that about you. They love that you don't need to show off because you know deep in your heart who it is that you are. They might like to engage in activities with you that are literally just like, let's Netflix and chill, okay? Let's just hang out. Let's read some books together. Let's spend time in the quiet, just enjoying each other's company. I like too this idea that home is a solitude. Again, another nod to perhaps this person being from a home that was disruptive, that could have been abusive or negative in some capacity. And you bring solitude to the home. There's a calmness that you bring to the home. Now, milk. Milk reminds me of two things. First, I'm just going to get the naughty one out of the way because you know I have to do it. You could have a plentiful bust, let's put it that way, okay? And your milk could bring the boys to the yard if you're a female, right? Regardless though, this idea of milk for me as a reader, I always see this card as one, the idea of motherhood, right? There's something quite nurturing about you, but I also see this as somebody with nutritional value. They don't see you as vapid, they don't see you as clueless, they see you as somebody that there's more underneath the surface. All that time you spend thinking and thinking and thinking, right? They know that there's something of nutritional value that's going to bring them value into their lives. I heard this quote once, I hope I don't offend anybody, right? But I heard this quote once about beauty and how fleeting beauty is, and how some people, the people that are smart anyways, they know that they need something more from their partner than just beauty, because beauty fades. So when you look at a beautiful person, if you invest solely in their beauty, you're investing in a depreciating asset, because it's very rare that people get more beautiful with age. Not that old people aren't beautiful, but you get my gist. People change, the way that they look changes, okay? So there's something more than just surface level. Your future spouse appreciates the nutrients, the value that you bring into their life. You are somebody that sustains them in a level that's deeper than just, I want you here for touch, or I want you here for parties, for a prop as a trophy or something like that, okay? Very nice. The last card is love. First, I see that they put you on a pedestal of love. I also see here that they love that you love love. They love that you love love. They love that you exemplify love. They love that you put love on a pedestal. They love that love is important to you. And they love that you fill your life with love. In other words, you don't just live in a house, you turn that house into a home. You find little elements, a warm candle, a beautiful throw to make something feel comfortable, to make it feel nurturing, to make it feel loving. So this is not just an expression of your romantic heart. It is an expression of how it is that you present yourself to the world, that you love love, you love loving people, you love loving pets, you love loving your projects, your work, and you love the idea of romantic love, okay? You are a romantic at heart, and they appreciate that about you. What else do we have here? She who resists, fearless, justified, and resistant. She who creates, creativity, originality, and spontaneity. And she who aches, sadness, solitude, silent, and withdraw. Okay, a couple things. First, let's start with this card. Let's start with she who creates, because I had gotten this imagery of the mother here with the card of milk. So this person could see you, whether you're male or female, as a wonderful parent to their future children, if children are something that you want in your future. Okay, they could see you as an empress, again, male or female. They can see you as that person that's going to nurture and take care of them. Also, I get like richer or poorer, in sickness and in health. They know that when you say those vows, you mean them, and you would take care of them because you love them so much. Your love isn't fleeting in that way, okay? You're a nurturer during the good and the bad. So certainly you could be interested in motherhood, right? In having children. And this could be like a representation of that empress that I got from the milk card, okay? They also could see that you have a creative spirit. Hello, introverts that typically tend to be quite creative, right? With this card of solitude. So they see you as this beautiful thing. Now, with the idea of the mother, I see this idea of she who aches. Now, this could be in a creative sense, but this could also be in a mothering sense. This idea of aching. You love so deeply that it hurts sometimes. You love so deeply that it hurts sometimes, especially when it comes to your children. They love how attentive you are, the type of person that you are, that they know that you're going to care for children deeply. And there are times where I get like, little Timmy gets a scrape on his knee, and you might overreact to that, like, oh my goodness, is he okay? Like, right? And they love that. They love that you love so deeply that you fear the loss of people that you love. They love that you love so deeply that it aches when those people are away. I get that here very, very strongly. It's almost like a certain way that you show that love really has meaning to you. You also have this card of she who resists, fearless, justified, and resistant. You are fearless when it comes to matters of the home. This is super mama bear energy, okay? Papa bear too. If you come next to my cubs, I get the knife out, right? I break this milk glass and it's fighting time, okay? I protect my home, I protect my cubs. And there's something so protective about you in that way that they really adore, okay? Let's see what else. I also see here too that you have a bit of a fighter spirit. You don't lay down easily. You don't experience a failure and then you pack it up and you're like, that's it, it's time to go. I guess I'll never try that again because I didn't succeed the first time. You pick yourself up. You're very much the type of person that isn't like, I guess I'm down, so I'll stay out for the count. Okay, you get back up when you need to. We have the Eight of Wands here. I feel very much that this is almost like a poetic way of speaking. There's hot and heavy communication. There's good communication between you and your future spouse. You stay in contact with people. I wonder if you have friends that you've been friends with for like 20 years that you still talk to with this Eight of Wands here. And your level of passion. You can see it in every single thing that you do. You can see it in your work. You can see it in how sweetly and tenderly you talk to your children, right? And you can see it in how you communicate with this lover. With the Knight of Coins, quality over quantity here. You know, sometimes with quiet people are often mistaken as people that don't have goals or people, right? There's something about quiet that for some people they interpret as weak, and most people that interpret quiet as weak get in for a very rude awakening, don't they? Okay. There's something here with the Knight of Pentacles. You make moves, you make slow moves. People don't see you coming. It would be a big mistake for anybody to underestimate you, pile number 2, okay? I see here that you move in the silence. You make moves in the silence. You don't broadcast every single step that you're going to make. And I wonder if you've had an experience where you've had people try to sabotage you or people try to talk you out of things that might be good for you because they want you to stay in a certain place, or they feel like, who do you think you are for trying to reach for the stars in this particular situation? So with the Knight of Pentacles, they love how you move. They love how methodical you are, but they also love that you're patient. You're patient with these moves that you make. They also could certainly feel like you're very good with managing your money, managing your resources, and that stability. We love is great, but we need other things to balance that out, right? We need food, we need shelter, we need, right? And they see that you're very good with managing money. So that certainly is a strength as well. With the King of Swords, yeah, this is that deep thought. This is that deep contemplation. You think so deeply that there's a knife going through your head here with this King of Blades. They love how analytical you are. You question things. You don't just go with the flow because people say, well, this is what's cool, or this is what's in, or this is what... You have no problem saying, actually, that's trash, and I'm not going to buy that, or I'm not going to be this way, or I'm not going to do this thing, okay? With the Three of Rods here, they love that you're a dreamer. right over the card of creativity and originality and spontaneity. You're a dreamer. In any given day, you can say, you know what, I really want to learn underwater basket weaving. And before they can even ask, like, wait, what is this? What is this new habit? You're already 1,000 leagues under the sea, okay? Like, you jump to the things that you want to create. The things that you yearn for, you actually make them happen. I also think that this has a lot to do with manifestation. This idea that you believe in the law of attraction, you believe in manifestation, even if they use different terms for that, like goal setting, or right, it's all the same thing at the end of the day. That you take those steps, they love that. Okay, with the lovers here, well, aside from the fact that you're probably their twin, okay, that they feel this deep connection with you, again, I can't help but to come back to this visual of the house. I don't want to be too repetitive during the reading, but I get here that you and them, in the matter of the heart here, you're building a new Garden of Eden. You're growing something different. You're breaking away from the negative experiences that they, or perhaps you had, or both of you had in your childhood with your home. And you're saying, we're building something new here from the heart space, okay? Because that could be something that one of you very much yearns for. You very much yearn for the feeling of home, the one that you felt you never had when you were younger, okay? Lovers here is Gemini energy. They see you as their twin. They see you, you're the milk and they're the honey. You are milk and honey together. You are their mirror, okay? And I get here too this idea of sadness, of solitude. There's something so heartbreaking about knowing that they want you and haven't met you yet. They yearn for you just as much as you yearn for them, okay? With the Hermit here, we've already gone over solitude, so I'm not gonna again go too deep into the repetitive stuff. But I get from this, you always keep the light on. You always keep the light on, as in you always keep, even in the worst of days, right? Even when you're just like at your wit's end because you had a bad day, there's always a beautiful light inside of you. You always come back to that light within you, that beautiful, passionate light. Okay, that light of love, that place in your chest where you house all your love, and you can breathe and say, all right, clearly, like, this wasn't a big deal. I overreacted, right? And I'm back to my place. I'm back to my Zen state, okay? You always keep that light on inside of you. And I think they recognize that. They recognize, even when you're quiet, that that light resides inside of you, okay? Hermit here is Virgo energy. And then the Queen of Coins, you're very giving. You're giving of your time. You're giving of your resources. And again, you could be very good with money. You could certainly work to become an entrepreneur, perhaps in the creative sense, because of the Creator here and the leadership card here, okay? You certainly could be the one that runs their own house, runs their own business, right? And they could admire that. I love this idea of the practical and this idea of the whimsical with love here. House and love, you know how to bring it all full circle and blend it together very, very nicely. A beautiful, beautiful spread. Pile number 2, I can see why they love you so much. I want to thank you so much for watching. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments down below. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope that you stick around for the rest of the videos in this series. Hopefully I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, if you picked pile number 3, then this is the reading for you on what it is that your future spouse loves about you. Let's get started. You've picked the purple candle, and let's see what you get in your oracle cards. I believe this came up yesterday in one of the pick a cards as well. I'll try to remember which one it was, because maybe that pile will resonate with you in some way. Oh my goodness, praying mantis, teacup, knife, and house. Pile number 3, what is going on here? Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I actually really adore this energy. First, they could love your physical eyes, right? You could have something beautiful about your eye shape or your eye color that really intrigues them. The idea of looking into your eyes, they certainly see you as the apple of their eye. They certainly see you, right? I think too, with this eye, you might have an eye for certain things, like an eye for design, an eye for fashion, an eye for even people that are bad people that you guys should stay away from, or right, that intuitive third eye. You could be gifted in some way in this capacity. I also see here with the eye that they love the way that you see the world. There's something about the way that you see the world that you've defined. You've defined a certain moral code, a certain way with which you navigate your life, a certain way that you can make the world a little bit more black and white instead of muted, okay? I think that they appreciate your perspective on things too. They know that they can learn from you by the way that you see the world and by the way that you see yourself and how it is that you live your life. Now, praying mantis is quite interesting, especially if you're a woman, okay? They see you as a bit of a firecracker. There's something about you that is quite sassy, that takes no nonsense, that is HBIC, that very much says to them that you have no problem claiming your power and living in that power. They might even be turned on by the fact that you have no qualms about devouring them and spitting them out, okay? This is somebody that very much is like, do what you will with me. I'm getting that vibe because there's something about your raw power that is quite beautiful. Now, here's the funny thing about this. You've got teacup and you've got knife. And one of the things that I find intriguing about this is, if you've ever heard that quote, again, whether you're a man or a woman, if you've ever heard that quote, I want a woman that is a cook in the kitchen, a lady in the parlor, and a whore in the bedroom. This is that vibe. This is somebody that knows the time and the place. You know the time and the place to be proper, to be professional, to pull up a cup of tea, right? To raise your little pinky finger. And you also know when it's time for this, okay? When it's time to fight on the side of the street, okay? There's something very much about this idea that you are a fighter and you know when it is to get your blade out and when it's time to cut. When words won't be enough, you know how to stick up for yourself. You don't mind exercising your own internal power, even if that means coming off aggressive, even if that means that people might call you bad words, right? Because you're confident, because you stand in that truth. They love that. You are this beautiful yin and yang between a delicate teacup and somebody that like doesn't mind engaging in a knife fight. I think they love that you're feisty in this way with the praying mantis as well. And then house, you have a loyalty to home because you've built this defined moral code of how it is that you live, of what it is that you expect, of the boundaries that you've made between you and other people. Because it's so crystal clear, there's something about that that breeds this feeling of a loyalty in the home. Now, obviously, I also get the fact that you might know how to set up a home, right? This idea of like beautiful china or a clean, organized space, but also that you will protect home. You keep an eye over home. If anybody tries to come near you or your kids or your spouse, you might put your teacup down and like lift your dress and pull a blade out from your corset, okay? There's something very much about the fact that you are protective of home. You're protective of your relationships. You might actually be the type of person that doesn't talk in great detail about the intimacies of your relationship, almost like a secrecy, a bond that you have with your partner. where you don't want all your business out in the street, because that brings people around that want to cause trouble, that want to come and sit for tea at high noon because they just want to gossip. They want information to gossip with, okay? And they love that you're strong enough to say, no, this is not how, I'm not going to give people ammunition against me, okay? I am too smart and too wise to give these pieces of myself that I know that I have to protect, especially in this world. A very interesting start so far for you. Pile number 3. You have she who stands resolute, implacable, and determined. She who is wild, untamed, wild, and mysterious. And she who remains powerful, devotion, and true worth. Oh, yeah. I don't want to get repetitive here, so I'll just touch on some of the ones that we've clearly already discussed. You have that internal power, and you don't mind. Some people are shy about their power, and you're like, I'm fine on this throne. Okay, in fact, bedazzle it a little bit more for me. Okay, I'm fine on this throne. I'm fine. People realizing that my power level is high. I might not always use that power level, right? But people should know it's there. People should know not to mess with me. And I feel like you've got fire in your hair, and people know this isn't somebody that I should mess around with, right? And there's a respect. There's a respect that comes with that, right? People, even though they might get angry that they can't get one over on you all the time, they still are like, man, I secretly respect this person for always standing in their truth and standing in their power. I also see, again, another nod to what I had mentioned with loyalty and house, this idea of devotion. When you choose, you have strict standards, pile number 3. But when it is that you do choose someone or something or one friend, okay, you've put them perhaps through a bit of a vetting process, and you've decided, okay, you're worthy of being in this space because you align with my values. And once you've made that connection, you are a friend for life. You are a lover for life. There is a true loyalty and a devotion that comes from you. A loyalty and a devotion that perhaps you might feel sometimes is not reciprocated from others, okay? And also, you know your own worth. You know your own worth, and you're ready to fight for that worth. You're ready to fight for the things that you know you deserve, okay? There's a wildness to you. You're untamed, you're wild and mysterious, okay? They love that they can't always sense your next move. It keeps them on their toes. It keeps things exciting. I feel like they might even get aroused by this particular perspective that you have. I also see here that when you have made up your mind, you stand by your guns. You don't let people chisel you down into their own will. You know what you want, and you go for that. And anything less, I pity the fool. I pity the fool that tries to give you less than what you feel that you deserve. For this particular pile, you might have had limited relationships, okay? And the reason that I say that is because you know that it's about quality versus quantity, and you're looking for a quality partner. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a quality partner instead of a billion partners, right? You want that real one, the true love, the Bonnie to your Clyde, the Clyde to your Bonnie, right? That is what you're looking for. And they love that you're immovable when it comes to who you are. They love that you're immovable when it comes to your morals and your ethics. You're not swayed by glitz and glamour and money. You won't meet a celebrity and then sell their secrets to the press, okay? You're not that type of person. You ride with somebody. When you say you ride with somebody, you ride with somebody, okay? They love your loyalty. Let's see, we have the 10 of Cups here. We have the Page of Cups. We have the 10 of Coins. We also have the 5 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Now, again, I'm just going to briefly go over the ones that are similar to the energy that I already felt, because I don't want to keep you all day here just to repeat myself. With the Queen of Wands, that is that fire that I felt, okay? If you were to give one card, the Praying Mantis card in the traditional tarot, it'd probably be the of rods, right? She knows what she wants and she doesn't settle for less. She goes for what she is passionate about, and there's something that is quite attractive about that. They see you as this praying mantis in a good way, that you are like, I know what I want. I don't need people to tell me what I want. I can feel it and I can go for those things. And if anybody gets in my way, I'm going to find a way to make, or any obstacle gets in my way, I'm going to find a way to make that happen. Okay. I'm going to find a way to reach my goals. With the Three of Pentacles here over the house, they know that that you are somebody that, one, they'll work well with, okay? That you guys balance each other in a way that makes a happy home. But also, especially with this Ten of Pentacles and this idea of you being a fighter and resilient and sitting on your throne and knowing your worth, you could feel some of that validation of your worth, not all of it, but you could get some affirmation of that worth through the work that you do. You could be an entrepreneur, a go-getter. You could be searching and working for that financial independence, for that material abundance in your life. And they love that you're not just somebody that's going to want these things provided for them. You're willing to get your hands dirty because you're passionate about what it is that you're doing. You're not somebody that just wants to sit on the couch all day. You want to embark, no matter how big or small your goals might be to other people. And you want to make those things come to fruition. So they feel that they can build stuff with you monetarily as well. I get serious power couple vibes from this particular spread, okay? And they think you're sexy, okay? With the Knight of Rods, again, this idea of fast-moving action towards your goals and your passions. But I also get this as maybe you were like a phone sex operator in a previous life. They love the way you speak, perhaps in the bedroom, okay? They love your naughty talk, okay? I feel like that's one of the things that gave me that energy of like, just do what you want with me, okay? Because of the way you know how to talk to somebody in an intimate setting. It gets them all riled up. We had mentioned that you're a fighter with the Five of Wands. It reminds me of, I think it's a Lil Wayne song where he says, I'm not a killer, but don't push me. Like, I'm not the blade, but if you want to find out, mess around, okay? I get that energy from this. Again, like I said, I love this particular spread. We should be friends, pile number 3. With the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, they see you as family. They see you as somebody that they want to build a home with, a loving home, a stable home. They feel like they can have it all with you. They can have the material abundance. They can have the deep emotional connection. And you see it too. You see this future where you're not settling for scraps. It reminds me of when people say, what do you want? And the answer is, all I want is everything. I love that, right? All I want is everything, just everything, right? I feel like they love that about you, okay? Again, expressions of love, I think they really enjoy how it is that you show your love. And I think that they realize that because you might be a little bit more picky than most people, that they have won a bit of a prize by being chosen by you. It's something that I feel gives them a sense of pride in some way. Who wouldn't want to be owned and devoured by this type of energy, okay? I see too with the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups, here underneath, nestled between these two cards, that they know that you are going to be a good parent if children are something that you're looking for in the future. They know that you will stand up for your children. They know that you will fight for your children to get into the best school zones, to not be bullied at school, right? This is, you're one of those parents that like, pushes a bully against a wall instead of telling the principal that your kid's being bullied, okay? Obviously, I'm joking. But they know that you're going to be a strong and starch protector of the home of your children. And you do it all with a smile, with a glove on, and a pinky in the air. You actually make it all look easy. You really do. And we know it's not, right? We know it's not that easy, but you make it look that way. Now we've got earth energy, we've got fire, we've got water. I think that's it, yeah. Fire, oh, yeah, fire, water, and earth. In this particular spread, you could certainly be one of those signs, or your future partner could be one of those signs as well. Alrighty, if I missed something, let me know. If I didn't catch something in the pile down below. In the comments down below. I have a couple more videos coming out this week, so I hope that you'll join me tomorrow and Friday. One of those videos will be the highly requested what it is that your future spouse will look like, okay? I'm looking forward to putting that up on the channel as well. Any questions, let me know. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having a great day and that I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Alrighty, if you picked pile number 4, then this is the reading for you on what it is that your future spouse is going to love about you and fall in love with about you. You have picked the white candle. Let's see what we can pick up in regards to this particular spread. You have devotion here. You have boar. Interesting. The subconscious, okay. The soul. And volcano. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's start here. Let's start with devotion. Obviously, they see that you're a devoted person, not just devoted to the relationship, but devoted to your own goals. One of the things that your future spouse appreciates about you is that you know that good things don't just get handed to you. You have to practice, you have to work, and they appreciate your work ethic. They appreciate that you don't have a silver spoon in your mouth. They appreciate that you don't just think that dreams and goals happen by snapping a finger, that you understand that you got to get your hands dirty. If you want to be a musician, you got to practice every day. They admire that you devote yourself fully to your goals and to the people that you love. Now, with this card of the boar, this is quite interesting because I see a lot of energy here with the subconscious and the soul about being at peace with the soul. Even your candle here, right? I had mentioned yesterday with the white. I think it was yesterday's video. The white crystal being like a sign of peace, right? Of clarity, of spirituality. This is an interesting card to get. So you're a good balance here, pile number 4, because you're a soulful person. You're a soulful person. You understand that you have to feed your soul. You understand that you want to evolve your soul, right? And you know that one of the ways to do that is by feeding your subconscious mind positive things, by breathing, by coming back to center, by trying to be as calm as you can. You might even have a strong spiritual connection in some capacity. But this boars are generally very peaceful creatures, unless you mess with them. And then when you do, boy, oh boy, you better watch out because it is like a volcano erupting liquid hot magma, and people miles and miles away will feel the wrath of this boar if they mess with it, okay? They love that your default setting is to be calm, is to be at peace. You want a calm home. You want a calm love. Passionate, yes. Soulful, absolutely. One that connects body, mind, and spirit, of course. But you will not be pushed around. If somebody comes trying to take your truffles or trying to hurt your kids or intimidate you in some way, you know how to get the fangs out. And they love that you know how to turn this on and turn this off so that you're not always in this place, but you also aren't getting walked all over. They love that you know when to turn this on and off. You have such a sense of control about you. You might not, even if you don't have it right this second, remember, future spouse, you definitely could be working on this. And when you get to the time where you meet them, then you are at this place, okay? Now, with the subconscious, I would not be shocked if you are somebody that has a very deep intuition. You know things that are going to happen before they happen. If your kid gets hurt at school, you know it before anybody calls you. You're like, you've got a sixth sense about you. And I feel like because you have such a deep rooted connection with your subconscious, with intuition, because you can speak to the stars and you listen for signs, you are able to see and understand and hear so much that isn't said. And not that your future spouse shouldn't have to communicate with you, but you can see the subtlety in communication in something as simple as a gesture. And what does that mean for this person? How are they feeling? You can pinpoint when somebody is smiling but uncomfortable underneath the surface, and you can act accordingly. There's something about you that it's like you can get into the core of somebody without them even saying anything. You understand what they're feeling, what they're thinking, and you understand what their intentions are so that you know when you need to become this bore, okay? When you need to get after somebody and you need to protect yourself. They love that about you. Now, with this volcano, I get a couple things. First, I get this sense that with a volcano, there's so much passion, there's so much heat, there's so much going on underneath that you might never see, but it's still there. You don't need to have these incredibly outward expressions. You know that where we thrive the most is within, right? And you don't need to get so much from without. You don't need to be a succubus of outside stimulation in order to be content. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a lot going on in your heart and in your soul. And they love that you have a depth to you. You have a depth to you where all of these emotions churn. And they almost, I get, they appreciate that, like, you don't word vomit it all the time. Like, you know how to exercise control and still be this passionate, boiling over kettle, okay? I see here too that this could certainly be in regards to the bedroom, this idea of heat, of closeness, of climax, okay? In the bedroom here with the volcano card. So they love to spend time with you in the bedroom because you know how to get people to this place, a place of eruption. Very, very nice. Let's see what else you have. You have Mora, she who hesitates, ponder, delay, and confidence. You have she who dreams, escape, dreams, fantasy. And you have she who questions, curiosity, destiny, and search. This inner work that you're doing is very much a search for yourself, for your purpose. And they love that you're always looking. It doesn't matter how perfect your life gets, you're always searching for how can I be a better person? How can I align better with my purpose? How can I bring an equilibrium to my life and to the lives of those around me? You're always asking questions. You are a curious person. You are always looking to learn things. You might spend a lot of time in books, reading articles on websites, watching YouTube videos, learning new things. You have a very curious personality and you're always in search of your own destiny. I'm getting like to the point that you fine tune even something as small as like 1 degree to the right. Oh, I need to shift in this direction towards my new path. Okay. Those little shifts, right? They seem like a small shift. A 1 degree shift in LA might seem very small, but if you're on a plane from LA to New York, a 1 degree shift to the right could land you in Mexico before it lands you in New York. Over time, that 1% shift is actually a big, big deal. And so you're always recalibrating. You're always relearning yourself. Okay, in this present day, who am I? Where am I going? Who do I want to be? They love that about you. They love how much you dream. They love how you can literally jump into fantasy. You might love fantasy books or fantasy television. Maybe you're a big Harry Potter fan, or, right, like this idea of story. They love that you want to, you don't feel like it's impossible to make life a fantasy. And even if you don't get to that place, you at least are going to try. I see this too as your spirit when it comes to how you interact with other people. You build people up. You don't try to tear them down, their dreams down. You say, somebody might say, oh, I thought about being a doctor, but I don't know, that's kind of hard. And you're going to be the type of person that says, wait a minute, of course it might take some work, right? It takes devotion, but you're so caring. You could do this. You have such a good bedside manner. You would be great at this. You build people up, not just in your own fantasy, right? You don't just push yourself in your own dreams and fantasies, but you lift up the collective to reach their fantasies and their dreams, which is beautiful. It's so supportive, right? With She Who Hesitates, you might think this is a bad card, but it's actually quite good because you actually spend time thinking about where it is that you're going. You're making calculated moves, and barring a couple of little moments where you might throw caution to the wind, you think very deeply about where it is that you're trying to go. And that, in and of itself, represents a certain type of self-control and a certain type of confidence that you have. A lot of people might think the opposite, right? They might think, you take so long to make a decision. And it's like, well, I want to make the right one. I don't want to just jump into, you might spend a long time trying to find a couch on a website, or, right, making a long, when you go shopping with somebody, they're like sitting in a chair half dead at the end of the day because you're taking so long to pick items out. But you want to make the right choice, not the choice right now, okay? Just like you're looking for Mr. and Mrs. Right, not Mr. or Mrs. Right now. Now, we have the Eight of Swords. We also have the Ace of Cups. We have the Four of Coins, and we have Death. Now, one of the things that I have noticed, well, first, you could be a Scorpio. You could be an earth sign. We've got water here, and we've got air energy here. Or this person in the future could be one of these signs. Now, I can tell here that you have a close, I don't want to say a close relationship with death. Maybe some of you have had like near-death experiences or something like that. But what I mean is you understand the fickleness of life. And there's something very much, the reason why you're able to come back to center the way that you are is because you understand, in the grand scheme of things, you can look at the overall picture. Is this important or is this not important? And I think very much of this feeling of realizing the finality of death, right? At least in this expression of this life. And if something isn't pushing you towards the overall happiness, you understand that it's not worth doing. And I also see this in regards to your relationships. Like you, for some reason, I'm getting one of those signs that says like, kiss me before you go to bed or something like that. You know how some people put those signs up over their beds or something like kiss me goodnight or something like that. I get this from the sense that like, if you have an argument with your partner, okay, and before you leave the house, you're like, I at least want to hug you. I at least want to give you a kiss. Because if something were to ever happen to you, I don't want us to leave things the way that they are right now. And I see this. You understand that at the end of the day, there are certain things in life that are just nonsense. They're just noise. And you have such a close relationship with death. You very much are like YOLO, and let's make sure that I say the things now that I don't want to regret never saying. Let me make sure that I show the love now that I want to make sure that I never regret not showing. You'd rather care too much than too little because you understand that you might not get a second chance to care as much as you want to, right? And then to have to live with the regret of that, okay? With the Six of Pentacles, you certainly could be good with managing finances, but I see this as balance. I see this very much as you being balanced in your temper, balanced in your desires, balanced overall in your life, perhaps even balanced in your diet, right? There's something very much too about balancing the pace of everyday life with the grandness of your dreams and your desires. You know you have these big goals, but you also know you got to live day by day so that you don't get so wrapped up in the future that you're not appreciating the present, okay? With the Ace of Cups here, they love that you love love. They love that you love love. They might even have seen you with children, right? This little Ace of Cups, something that comes from love, a little cup of love. They might have seen you with children and they love that beautiful balanced nature with which you care for children. But mostly, I think they love how you show your heart. You're not unwilling to open your chest and say, look, there's a heart in there. I don't care how tough you are, pile number 4. You give away the game. You wear your heart on your sleeve more than you might think, okay? Even if it's just for them, okay? Even if you just unlock it for this particular person. You don't mind saying, here is my heart, here are my feelings, here are my emotions. You don't mind communicating those things. And you certainly don't mind showing your own vulnerability. As hard as it might be, you know when the appropriate moments are to do that, okay? They love your heart and they love that you love love. With the Eight of Swords here, I get a couple things from this particular card. One, I think that they like that there's something so clean about where it is that you need to be and not be. Like, what I mean by that is you could be happy sitting at home. You could be happy in a multi-billion-dollar mansion. You could be happy on a yacht. You could be happy on in a studio apartment. Your space does not define your reality. Your space does not define your dreams in the future. There's something very much about how you can settle into a space, come up with a game plan, and then from that space say, I'd like to add, I'd like to get rid of one of these swords so I got some more room to run around. You don't let yourself be boxed in by your circumstances. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You very much know, okay, I need to think about this. If I'm uncomfortable in any situation, if I'm uncomfortable in my career, if I'm uncomfortable in my home, I know that it is up to me to get myself unshackled. It is up to me to maneuver around these swords. It is up to me to create my own freedom, okay? They also love the way you hold on. Maybe you have a great memory, right? But the way that you hold on to thought, what I mean by that is you might be quite sentimental. You might be the type of person that wants to keep a scrapbook that actually pays for iCloud because you want to keep all your pictures, right? Who are you, person that pays for iCloud? I don't know who this person is. You might be somebody that likes to hold on to old pictures and tchotchkes and things from your grandmother, blankets from your babies that you've kept for 30 years. They love how sentimental you are. You hold on to thought. You hold on to image. You have a connection with things, not just anything, things that have real value, real meaning to you, okay? And there's something about that they find quite enduring. They find that that you can hold something and be like, oh, this reminds me of that day on the beach, and you leave that somewhere, you leave that on a countertop, and they love finding these little things that you've kept that remind you of your sentimental ties to your experiences and to the people and the advancements that you've made in your own life, because they know that if you have such an emotional bond with certain things, then the emotional bond that you'll have with human beings is that much greater, okay? If you're careful with a candle holder or candelabra, I don't know why I got that specifically. Maybe some of you have had like a candelabra that was handed down to you from your family or something like that. then you will be even all the more careful with their future children, with them as a human being that has even more value. You will work to hold on to and to be shackled to those things even more, okay? Alrighty, pile number 4, that was your reading. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments down below. As I mentioned, this is video 3 of a week-long series on your future spouse, so I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you'll join me tomorrow and the next day for those videos, all right? I'm not sure if I mentioned it for this pile, but one of those videos is going to be how your future spouse will look. I'm going to try to get as detailed as possible on that particular video, all right? Hopefully I see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.